fellow YouTubers and subscribers to my channel, and anybody that just came in online to watching videos here. This is your old friend Commodore Urban here, and we're going to have ourselves a discussion. We're going to have a discussion about Ertl diecast Thomas the Tank Engine toys. Now, you're probably thinking, why is the Commodore talking about Thomas the Tank Engine toys? Well, because you probably don't know this if you've seen several of my videos from the past. I collect Thomas the Tank Engine toys, or I've started, but I used to remember having a bunch of them as a kid. So, who's more capable of talking about this subject than me? Well, Ertl first started making the Thomas the Tank Engine diecast line, the original, actual normal diecast, back in the mid-1980s, right when the show was coming around, and the original ones were sticker-faced. They didn't have the plastic faces of the later models, they were sticker-faced. And if you find them today in good condition, they go for quite a bit of money. And I actually seen some online. I was actually planning on buying, but I didn't. They were really, really expensive for my taste, so I didn't get them just yet. And then, you know, as the 80s stuff passed on, during the same time, about the late 80s, they produced two large pullbacks with the intention of releasing larger rolling stock for the pullback, but they never did. There was a large pullback Thomas and a large pullback Percy, which, if you know, I actually own a large pullback Percy, which I did a review video of it. You can find it in my channel list if you want to watch more about it. But, you know, during that time, you know, from the early 90s stuff, that's when they from late 80s, early 90s, that's when they transitioned from the paint, you know, from the sticker face trains, and they made new models with plastic faces on them. That's kind of what was the normal line. And that was they actually had two different series in America, which they had a European series. They had two different versions of Europe too. They had the early European packaging and the later packaging, which their style packaging later series was the same style package that we had for our later series. But our early series was the Shining Time Station packaging, which if you look at Percy's box, it looked just like this, had the same colors and style and stuff as this box. That's the way those packages stuff looked. I don't have any. I wish I did. And at the same time, during the early 90s, Ertl was working with Bandai, because Bandai released a series of these diecast trains in Japan called the Tech series, and then they created and designed the same line for Ertl, be called Gold Rail series, which I have some of the Gold Rail stuff here. You know, you have Gold Rail Thomas, and you have Gold Rail Percy. This is two of the 14 pieces they made. Altogether, the 14 pieces they made included Thomas, Edward, Gordon, James, Percy, Toby, Bill, Ben, Harold the Helicopter, Bertie the Bus, Annie, Clarabelle, Troublesome Truck, and Foolish Freight Car. And they also made 4 play sets. They made, as I showed you before, the four-quad play set, which is the lowest play set. And then you have the lower soldering play set, that's the second one. The turntable play set, and the most sought after of the play sets, the Sodor shipping play set. And since because the Thomas line, this Gold Rail series, they were so well detailed, as you can see here. I did videos of these too, and if you want to see them, you can. I'll just show them again. You see how detailed these pieces and stuff really are. See, there's Thomas. That's perfect. There's Thomas there. Anywho, one of these would cost you about $8 to $10 versus a normal diecast Thomas, which would be about $4 or $5. And they're really expensive, so that's kind of why they didn't do too well, and they kind of just went by the wayside. And Ertl discontinued the Gold Rail series, while Bandai still made them for the Tech series, and they're really, really popular in Japan. But as the early 90s went to the mid to late 90s, from the original Shining Time Station blister packs, they switched it completely over to a new package with a character on the front of the package and the name, and on the back side had some information about the character and a historical note. And these were collector cards too. And they had that packaging from about 96 to about 99, and you still kind of saw it until 2000. But then from 2000 until 2002, 2003, they had a very generic Thomas and Friends packaging, which is a blue and yellow packaging with the Thomas and Friends logo in the corner, and it just said the name, very generic looking packaging. But then after that, the Ertl company discontinued the entire diecast line from the U.S. market, but they still was producing it for the European market. They actually changed up the coupling just slightly to make it a little bit better, and they sold it for a few more years in Europe until they finally discontinued it. They had one more style of packaging, which was the later European packaging, which are a lot slimmer packaging. They weren't big blister cards; they were slimmer blister cards, and the character was mounted onto that little card. And so that's basically how the Ertl company quit making toys. And after that, Ertl just kind of quit making them altogether. And then they still went on making tractors and stuff. And then later on, Ertl was purchased by Tomy, which now Ertl's a subsidiary of Tomy Toys, which they still produce, the die-cast toy tractors and stuff. But the toys I really miss, though, that Ertl produced, like I said, were the original Thomas the Tank Engine toys. Those were my favorite toys as a kid, from the Gold Rail series. And the normal die-cast line, too, which on the back of the box, you can see all the normal pieces that they did produce. They produced a lot more than just this. But that's just a sampling of what they made. And so that's kind of a rough history of the Ertl's Thomas the Tank Engine toy line. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments on anything, leave them in the comment section below and I'll try to get to them. And finally, if you like my channel, please hit the subscribe button. The more subscribers I have, the much better it will be for everyone, including myself. And until next time, this is your old friend Commodore Urban saying have smooth seas and clear skies and nice sailing with you.